From the Opubco Studios in Oklahoma City, I'm Barry Trammell. Jenny Carlson is on vacation. Sports editor Mike Sherman is standing in. This is the press row, and it's time for the inbox. Boss, let's get to some emails. Let's go to Thomas, who asks, in the same way that international basketball tweaks their game from American origin, how about we tweak international soccer rules to fit the American style? I like the analogy.
You like the analogy. You wrote the analogy. I mean, you said we need to Americanize this game if it's ever going to be popular in America. The thing I loved most of all is, hey, can you tell me like where we are in this thing? Barry, it reminds me of like going on a road trip. I just got back from vacation with my kids. The only thing worse than having to answer the question, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Is having to ask it. We never tell people how many more miles. That let them play along. You never know when these games are going to end. You never know when halftime's coming, I think. But it's pretty much the same thing. First of all, give me a clock.
Yeah, lots of things. And I like the comparison with the basketball. If you watch European basketball, it's very similar to the NBA, but it's not exact. They've done a lot of different things. They got the trapezoid lane. It's more of a free-flowing, passing, shooting type of game. It's not exact. And we don't sit over here and say, what have you done to our game? Well, what do we care? So I think the Americans need to sort of retrofit soccer to fit our lifestyle. All right, let's go to Roy. He says, are you aware the new OU helmets have a wood grain pattern? Classy. Actually, the answer is yes, I am aware of it, and I think it's pretty cool looking.
It's pretty cool. It's a little over the top. I mean, are we going to have to get Lemon Pledge out to fix these helmets? Are we going to have to stain them every year? No. I think OU's updating of its uniforms is interesting. It's sort of, a lot of folks think it's long overdue. Me, I like the old stuff. I just don't get, like, what's with the wood? You can't lay the wood to somebody with your helmet. You can't use your helmet to tackle, so I don't get it.
Well, I think it is classy looking, and I'm reminded of, when it comes to the OU, uniform changes, I'm sort of with Edith Bunker on her stance on capital punishment. I'm all for it as long as it's not too severe. Well, I'm all for these uniform changes as long as they're not too severe. And I don't think OU's is. They're going to use it perhaps once a year. It's not Oregon-ish in terms of psychedelic colors. I'm okay, even with the wood grain. Craig asks, Thunder free agency equals dud. I am afraid we're falling behind. Is the Thunder falling behind?
Everybody's falling behind by that standard, Craig. I mean, San Antonio, I looked at this. The Clippers, who you thought you might have to worry about, they're in Donald Sterling purgatory. Portland? Phoenix? Who's bubbling up in the West? I think when the summer started, the Thunder was the second best team in the West. And it's a good chance the summer's going to enter. And with, guess what? They'll be the second best team in the West.
Yeah, I don't think Thunder. Who are they falling behind? Outside of, you might argue somebody in the East is better now, but the Rockets didn't get better. The Clippers, as you said, didn't get better. None of these teams got better. In the East, the Heat, even though the Heat was better than the Thunder because of matchups, the Heat's gone now. So, I would say that on the pecking order, Thunder's risen in this summer. All right, Danny asks, what are your thoughts on the Dorial Green-Beckham situation? Of course, this is the troubled Missouri receiver who has transferred to OU.
It's funny to me that the NCAA has a rule that's called the runoff rule, or somebody called it that. Well, DGB got RUNNOFT'd in Missouri, not because of a roster situation, not because of a coaching change. He got RUNNOFT'd because of misdeeds, suspensions, drug stuff, and then criminal allegations. This does not fit the NCAA's intent to make it easier for a kid who no longer can play to find a place to play. I think it's going to have to be really stretched. I don't see him getting eligible this year.
I don't understand how he could be. NCAA does some strange things. I guess it's possible. I don't understand why the Sooners would bring him in, though. I know he's talented, but my thought is this. I don't think he's going to get eligible, and then I think he's going to go pro. He's going to be eligible for the draft next spring, and, some have said maybe the Sooners struck a deal with him. Hey, if we bring you in, you can't go pro, but I mean, there's no signed contract on that thing. And this is a guy that's had issues with being arrested for domestic abuse, pushing a co-ed down the stairs at Missouri. A guy that smokes the weed a little bit. You can sort of take a flyer on that. Bringing somebody that's got the physical abuse, charge against him, that's a different thing. That leads to all kinds of political issues on campus. I think Bob Stoops is taking a big gamble that's not worth taking. Hey, stay tuned for further coverage here on News OK, as well as Every Day in the Oklahoman, Barry Trammell and Mike Sherman.